Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Good to be back. So great to be with you today. So, we had a lovely, lovely vacation to Niagara Falls. We went on a boat ride called Maid of the Mist into the Horseshoe Falls. On the American side, went to the hurricane deck at the Cave of the Winds. That's where the bridal falls just kind of fall onto that deck on one of the edges. So you get pretty wet there. Got to see the falls light up at night. We went to the Canadian side at night so that we could see all the colors of the falls and see them. Just beautiful. We were impacted the first couple of days with the smoke from the fires that had happened in Canada. Thought we may have to leave the area, but it cleared up. It took a couple of days. That first day there was very uncomfortable. It wasn't as bad as where we were at in Buffalo, New York. It was definitely not as bad as New York City. New York City had it much worse. It was clearly, visibly, smoke in the air, but it wasn't so bad that we had to leave, and that was just one day really that was bad. But it did clear up. We got to continue our trip, and then on our way back home, we stopped in Erie, Pennsylvania, at an indoor water park, just to kind of break up the trip because we were driving. And that was fun as well. So we had a great time. So now that we're home, let's talk about what to do when you get home from vacation, right? So I think I mentioned that before vacation, I had been working on limiting my sugar and flour intake. And then last week, we talked about what to do on vacation, right? How do you choose your treats over vacation, things that you really, really enjoy and not just kind of eat because they're there because everyone else is eating them, right? So in my case, right, that included some fudge. When we went over to Canada, we got some fudge at the fudge shop that they had there. And then one day we had, the kids had donuts. And I think I've mentioned before that I only eat chocolate cake donut with glaze icing. And when they got the donuts, one of those was included. So I had a donut. So, that's kind of like some of the treats that I had, right? But also on vacation, I, tried to balance that by ensuring that I was eating more water dense vegetables. So instead of getting potatoes or fries with my meal, or getting a meal that was a sandwich, I was getting a meal that had a protein and then had lighter vegetables or more water dense vegetables, fresh greens, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. If there was a meal that had two sides and one of those was a more starchy one, then I would opt for either a salad instead of the more starchy one, or a different type of more water dense fresh vegetable of some kind. And I enjoy those vegetables. I mean, that's what we eat quite a bit here: Brussels sprouts, broccoli. So it wasn't taking anything away for me to make those choices. And it kind of adds balance to having the treats that I chose, right? So just kind of, on vacation, choosing that balance. So now we've been home for a couple of days, right? And of course, I had those sugary treats while we were gone. And something that kind of happens, you may notice, is when you come home from vacation, is that you have additional cravings, right? You're like, you've had something sugary and then you're like, I need more of it. It's like, I want more sugar. And that craving for it, if you understand that that is actually from the gut bacteria that likes sugar, right? It kind of sends those signals up into your brain to kind of crave the stuff that it wants to eat. And because you've had sugar, then those have propagated more, that you have more of those bacteria in your gut asking for the sugar. So your cravings are going to be a little bit stronger right afterwards. If you had a lot of sugar during your vacation or more than you're used to, then those gut bacteria have increased, right? So we got home late Monday night. Tuesday, I fed them a little. I had just kind of what was available, because of course not going to the store or anything. So I did have I think I did have something sugary on Tuesday when we came home. But then yesterday I went right back to no added sugar, and but of course I'm still eating carbs, right? So I had rice with dinner, right? So that still kind of feeds those a little bit, but it starts to get back to kind of decreasing the sugar liking bacteria and increasing the other bacteria that like some of the other things in my gut. So kind of getting back from vacation, when you've had foods that don't really agree with you as much, you'll have those symptoms. You'll have symptoms, and cravings. Just kind of like brain fog, bloating. This morning I had a slight migraine. So all of that will kind of, happen. And that's kind of what I was talking about last week as well. It's like, you'll start to have symptoms. And if you start to notice them, you'll be like, oh, having the fudge made me feel very bloated, or having had the amount of sugar I had, then once I went to a point where I stopped having sugar for a day, right, then I started to get a little bit of a migraine. So just kind of like understanding that and kind of flowing with it, understanding that those symptoms are going to happen, flowing with them instead of fighting them, right? That is when that simple process of getting back on track gets a little easier. So let's kind of talk about the 5 ways to get back on track with your health goals after vacation. First, and very important, is to reflect on your vacation experience, right? It's that awareness piece. It's crucial to kind of take that moment to reflect on your experience. How did your vacation make you feel? What did you love about your vacation? Did you enjoy the indulgences that you had guilt-free, or did you find it challenging to maintain, kind of the health plan that you were wanting, or kind of, what you decided ahead of time that you would want? And remember, this isn't about self-judgment. It's just about gaining insight and setting a positive mindset when you're moving forward. So it's as simple, right? Doing this reflection is as simple as what I just told you, right? I reflected on my vacation in what I just told you. 1 to 2 minutes of reflection, right? It doesn't have to be a long thing. And then kind of, if you do find you're having some guilt or challenges, then kind of ask yourself why. So you can decide if you really want to believe those thoughts that are coming up about what you had when you were on vacation, right? Even if it caused the symptoms, are you okay with and willing to have those symptoms for a couple of days to be able to enjoy that treat, right? That's a choice. You get to make those choices and love your choices. So the next thing, number 2, is to embrace small indulgences. So we kind of, look at things, treats, as all or nothing, right? You either do it or you don't, right? So, having those small indulgences actually help and enhance your journey to be healthier and have a balanced lifestyle. So instead of feeling deprived or overwhelmed, we can savor those treats without guilt. So there's kind of that finding the spot between nourishing your body and treating yourself. So for example, I treat myself with bananas and peanut butter, or Greek yogurt with fruits and nuts. I think we've discussed that before. after dinner, especially when I'm working on my goal of no added sugars, right? So, and I went right back to that last night, even though I still had those cravings from sugar from vacation, right? So it's like, yes, I wanted to have something that was sugary, but I went back to, yeah, I can have natural sugars and fruit to kind of, take care of that craving, along with, the protein I'm having to kind of help it to absorb more slowly, and, kind of go back to the routine that I had before I went on vacation. So, number 3 is the power of mindful choices, right? So, making mindful choices is key to staying on track, especially after a vacation. So, it starts with being aware of your body, as your body's needs, and then listening to your body's signals, right? So, what does your body need right now? Right? So, ask that question. So, if you've been, having a lot of treats on vacation, then maybe it's time to refocus on more nutritious meals and energizing activities, just kind of getting back to what you were having before. If you've been restricting yourself, though, if you went on vacation and actually you ended up not really choosing to have a lot of treats, then maybe it's time to kind of loosen that up a little bit. Go, is this what I want for my lifestyle? So allow flexibility and self-compassion. So it's kind of looking at what I just told you about, right? I mentioned some of my mindful choices during vacation, the more water dense vegetables instead of the starchy vegetables, and then, getting back to my normal after dinner things with the treats that I have, the bananas with peanut butter, or the Greek yogurt with fruit and nuts, right? So kind of awareness is key to getting back on track, because then you can be more mindful, right? Number 4 is reconnecting with your health plan. It's very common to come home feeling off track with your plans. I mean, even if you only treated yourself a time or two, or just had a couple bites, right? Remember, it's not about blaming or guilting yourself. It's about gently reconnecting with your health plan. So start by reestablishing your routine, getting movement back into your day, especially if you've gotten out of your movement routine, right? So on vacation, I was not lifting, back from vacation yesterday, I did my normal lifting, right? So just kind of get your movement back into your day. And then kind of looking into your kitchen and go, yeah, oh yes. So we've been gone for a week. We got to throw, the bad things out of the refrigerator that has died, right? Get all that out, make your list, and go and get those nourishing foods that you want for your health plan. And be kind and patient with yourself throughout this process. Next, finally, and number 5 is seek support and accountability. So you don't have to navigate your health journey alone, right? Seek support from loved ones, or even, a coach like myself. It can make a huge difference when you surround yourself with a supportive community or accountability partner. It is more likely that you will get back on track and stick with your health plan, as well as see vacation as part of your life, in which you can enjoy eating a variety of foods without worrying about health impacts. So kind of let me go through all that again, right? So 1, reflect on your vacation. 2, embrace small indulgences. 3, use the power of mindful choices. Reconnect with your health plan. And finally, seek support and accountability to get you back on track with your health journey after vacation. So as we wrap up, let me remind you that you can do this, right? You can achieve a healthy, balanced lifestyle. This is a journey. Make it a joy-filled one in both your indulgences and your commitment to your well-being, right? Both are part of your life. And as we move forward after summer vacation, choose to love yourself, make mindful choices, enjoy small indulgences, guilt-free, and while you're staying on track. I'm so glad that you are here. please comment below or email me if you need help, if there's anything that you have questions about, you need help with your health journey. I'm here to help you, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. See you again next Thursday. Bye.